Hello. In this lecture we talk about the structure of the great poem, The Night in the Panther Skin. Actually, the poem consists of 1669 stanzas. Each stanza consists of 4 rhyming lines, and each line consists of 16 syllables. Actually, the poem is constructed according to a special poetic form that is called shairi. And we have 2 types of shairi, marali shairi and dabali shairi. In the shairi, actually, the stanzas consist of 4 rhyming lines, and each line consists of 16 syllables. And we have 2 types of shairi. We have marali shairi and dabali shairi. In marali shairi, the lines that each line consists of 16 syllables are broken into 4 segments. Here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and each segment consists of 4 syllables. So it is 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, and we have a break after the second segment. A break or comma after the second segment. While in the dabali shairi, each line is also broken into 4 segments, 1, 2, 3, 4, but the first segment consists of 5 syllables, the second segment consists of 3 syllables, then we have a comma after the second segment, then the third segment consists of 5 syllables, and finally the last segment, the 4th segment, consists of 3 syllables. So in the dabali shairi, the structure of the 16 syllables in each line is 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 with a comma after the second segment. While in the marali shairi, the structure of the 16 syllables in each line is 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, and we have a comma after the second segment. Okay? And I have to clarify 2 new concepts: fast pace and slow pace. What is a fast pace? Actually, when the pace of the plot is fast, then the structure of the 16 syllables are according to the marali shairi, that is to say 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, and the rhyming is on the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line. While if the pace of the plot is slow, then the structure of the 16 syllables in each line will be 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, and the rhyming will be on the last 3 syllables of the last word in line. So what is a fast pace? Actually, in a fast pace, the stanza is about things that happen during a long period of time. Okay? And what is slow pace? In a slow pace, we have the stanza consists of feelings. The poet describes feelings or feelings or emotions in the stanza, and or it can be also that the stanza consists of metaphors, or slow pace. The stanza will be in a slow pace if the poet quotes the words of some character. So we have three things that if you have one of the three things, then it will be automatically in a slow pace. Either we have expression of emotions in the stanza, or the stanza consists of metaphors, or the poet quotes the words of some character from the stanza. So in each of the three things, then it will be automatically in the slow pace. While in the fast pace, the stanza is about things that happened during a long period of time. Okay? And we have another characteristic of this great poem, The Night in the Panther Skin, is that the poet repeats at least on the last three letters of the last word in each line. I repeat again, another characteristic of this great poem, The Night in the Panther Skin, is that the poet repeats at least of the last three letters of the last word in line. So I say it at least on the last three letters, that is to say, you can repeat on more than three letters. Okay? So, in order to clarify all the new concepts that I presented to you, I will present to you a couple of examples. We'll start with stanza 802. Stanza 802 is in chapter 11. And chapter 11 is about the testament of Abtandil to King Ostevan when he stole away. Abtandil is the commander of the Arab armies, and Ostevan is the king of Arabia. Okay, and in stanza 802, Abtandil tells King Ostevan that if something terrible will happen to him during his journey to India to meet his friend Tariel, then he asks from, and he will die and no one even can find his body, then he asks from King Ostevan that King Ostevan will mourn his death, and also that he will mention his name favorably. Okay, so whenever you have a quote in the stanza, then it is automatically will be Dabari Shairi in a slow pace, because it is things that happened at a certain moment. And therefore it is in a slow pace, the poem is in a slow pace, or the pace of the plot is slow, and therefore the structure of the 16 syllables in each line will be 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, and the rhyming will be on the last 3 syllables of the last word in line. Okay, so I read stanza 802 in the translation to English, then I will read it in the original language, the Georgian language, and then we will analyze it. Okay, so stanza 802 in the translation to English is as follows. If fate, the destroyer of all, destroy me, an orphan I shall die, unmourned by parent, nor will those who brought me up, nor the friend whom I trust, enshroud me, then indeed will you, merciful tender heart, have pity on me. So now I'll read the stanza in the original language and then we will analyze it. The stanza in the Georgian language is as follows. Tu shatu troman damam hos, hovelta damam hobelman, raribi mogde raribat, verdami tiros shobelman, verar shem sudron zaz dilta da verza misan dobelman, mun shemitz alos twenman ve gulman motzalem lobelman. So we start with line number 1. The first two words of line number 1 of stanza 802 are tu satut roman. Tu consists of 1 syllable, satut roman consists of 4 syllables. In total, those two words, tu satut roman, consists of 5 syllables. Then the third word of line number 1 is da mamchos. It consists of 3 syllables. Then the next two words of line number 1 are Roberta damam Roberta. Roberta damam. Roberta damam. Roberta damam. Roberta consists of 3 syllables and damam consists of 2 syllables. So in total, those two words, Roberta damam, consist of 5 syllables. Actually, it is damam, it is not a word, it is part of a word, but is Roberta damam, it is considered as one unit. It is the third segment of this line that consists of 5 syllables, okay? Although it is not a complete word, it is the two Roberta damam, it is one unit, therefore it is part of the third segment that consists of 5 syllables. Then we have Obelman. Obelman consists of 3 syllables. So in conclusion, we can say that line number 1 of stanza 802 is broken into 4 segments of 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of the last word. The last word in line number 1 is damam hobelman. This word consists of 6 syllables. It actually consists of 5 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of the word damam hobelman. That is to say, the rhyming is on obelman, that consists of 3 syllables. So the rhyming in stanza 802 is on the last 3 syllables of the last word. That is to say, Obelman, 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 and Obelman. And the poet repeats on the last 7 letters of the last word in line. The last word, as I already mentioned before, of line number 1 is damam hobelman. This word, damam hobelman, consists of 13 letters, and the repetition is on the last 7 letters of this word, damam hobelman. And the letters are as follows: O, B, A, L, M, A, and N. Okay. And the first 2 words of line number 2 are Raribi Mogde. Raribi consists of 3 syllables, and Mogde consists of 2 syllables. In total, those two words, Gharibi Mogde, consist of 5 syllables. Then we have the first word of line number 2 in stanza 802 is Gharibat. It consists of 3 syllables. Then the next two words of line number 2 of stanza 802 are Ver Damitiros. Ver consists of 1 syllable. Damitiros consists of 4 syllables. In total, those two words, Ver Damitiros, consist of 5 syllables. And finally, the last word of line number 2 is Shobelman. The word Shobelman consists of 3 syllables. Shobelman. So, in conclusion, you can say that line number 2 of stanza 802 is broken into 4 segments of 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 syllables. And the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of the last word. The last word is Shobelman, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables, that is to say, on Obelman. And the repetition is on the last 7 letters of the last word of Shobelman. The word Shobelman consists of 9 letters, and the repetition is on the last 7 letters, that is to say, on letters O, B, A, L, M, A, and N. Then the first two words of line number 3 are Verar Shem Sudron. Verar consists of 2 syllables. Shem Sudron consists of 3 syllables. In total, those two words, Verar Shem Sudron, consist of 5 syllables. Then the third word of line number 3 of stanza 802 is Dar Dilta. It consists of 3 syllables. Then we have the next words are Da Verza Misant. Da consists of 1 syllable, Verza consists of 2 syllables, and Misant consists of 2 syllables. In total, those words Da Verza Misant consist of 1 plus 2 syllables, that is 5 syllables. And finally, we have Obelman, that consists of 3 syllables. So in conclusion, you can say that the structure of the 16 syllables in line number 3 are 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3. And the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables, that is to say Obelman, and the repetition is on the last 7 letters of the last word, Misandobelman. The word Misandobelman consists of 13 letters, and the rhyming is on the last 7 letters of the word Misandobelman, that is to say on letters O, B, A, L, M, A, and N. And finally, the first two words of line number 4 of stanza 802 are Mun Shemitzralos. Mun consists of 1 syllable, Shemitzralos consists of 4 syllables. In total, those two words, Mun Shemitzralos, consist of 5 syllables. And the third word of line number 4 of stanza 802 is Quen Manwe. It consists of 3 syllables. Then the next two words of line number 4 are Gulman Motzalem. Gulman consists of 2 syllables. Motzalem consists of 3 syllables. In total, Gulman Motzalem consists of 5 syllables. And Obelman consists of 3 syllables. So in conclusion, line number 4 of stanza 802 is broken into 4 segments of 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of the last word. The last word is very long word, is Motzalem Lobelman, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of this word Motzalem Lobelman, that is to say on Obelman, and the repetition is on the last 7 letters of this long word Motzalem Lobelman, that is to say on the letters O, B, A, L, M, A, and N. Okay, so in conclusion, you can say that stanza 802 is constructed according to the Dabali Shairi. It is in a slow pace. The reason that it is in a slow pace is because of the fact that we have in stanza 802 the quoting of the poet quotes the words of Tandir to King Ostevan, and whenever you have a quoting in the poem, it is automatically will be in a slow pace, and therefore the structure of the 16 syllables in each line is 5 plus 3 and 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line, that is to say on Obelman, 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 and Obelman, and the repetition is on the last 7 letters of the last word in each line. And the letters are as follows: O, B, A, L, M, A, and N. Okay, so we finished with stanza 802. In the next step, I present to you stanza 791. Stanza 791 is an aphorism about love. What is an aphorism? An aphorism is a concise statement that expresses a general truth, a principle, or a sentiment. So, stanza 791 is an aphorism about love. In the poem we have more than 200 aphorisms about love, brotherhood and friendship, and so on. And usually whenever you have an aphorism in the poem, the structure will be in a fast pace, in a Marali Shairi. That is to say, the structure of the 16 syllables in each line will be 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, and the rhyming will be on the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line. But we have also exceptions, that is to say, we have aphorisms that they are constructed according to the Dabali Shairi, that is to say, in a slow pace, and therefore the structure of the 16 syllables in each line will be 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, and the rhyming will be on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line in those aphorisms. But here, stanza 791, that is aphorism about love, it is not an exceptional, and therefore the structure of the 16 syllables in each line will be 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, and the rhyming will be on the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line. Okay, so I read stanza 791 in the English translation. Then I read it in the original language, and we will analyze it. So stanza 791 in the translation to English is as follows: Thou hast read how the apostles write of love, how they speak of it, how they praise it. Know it and harmonize thy knowledge. Love exalted us. This is, as it were, the tinkling burden of their song. If thou conceive not this, how can I convince ignorant men? So now we read the stanza in the original language, and then we'll analyze it. Stanza 791 in the original language is as follows: Tzagik itchav sirva rulsha mochi kulli ragwar tseren mititruyan vitakeben tzam snobani miaperen sirva ruli agwa marlebs viteshwani amashveren shenar jerchar ustavleli katsni vitzashevajeren. So we start with line number 1. The first word of line number 1 of stanza 791 is Tzagikitchavs. It consists of 4 syllables. The second word is Sir Va Rul Sa. It also consists of 4 syllables. The third word of line number 1 of stanza 791 is Mo Tzi Kulni. It also consists of 4 syllables. And finally, the last 2 words of line number 1 is Ragwar Tseren. Ragwar consists of 2 syllables, and Tseren also consists of 2 syllables. In total, those 2 words, Ragwar Tseren, consists of 4 syllables. Therefore, line number 1 of stanza 791 is broken into 4 segments of 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 syllables. And the rhyming is on the last 2 syllables of the last word. The last word of line number 1 is teren, and the rhyming is on eren. That consists of 2 syllables, of course. So the rhyming in stanza 791 is on the last 2 syllables of the last word in line. That is to say, eren, 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 and eren. And the repetition is on the last 4 letters of the last word in each line. The last word of line number 1 is teren. It consists of 5 letters, and the repetition is on the last 4 letters of this word teren. The letters are as follows: A, R, A, and N. Then in line number 2 we have the first 2 words of line number 2 are vit, itrian. Vit consists of 1 syllable, itrian consists of 3 syllables. In total, vit, itrian consists of 4 syllables. Then the next 2 words of line number 2 of stanza 791 are vit, akeben. Vit consists of 1 syllable, akeben consists of 3 syllables. In total, those 2 words consist of 4 syllables. Then the next 2 words are tsan, snobani. Tsan consists of 1 syllable, snobani consists of 3 syllables. In total, those 2 words, tsan, snobani, consist of 4 syllables. And finally, the last word of line number 2 of stanza 791 is mi, a, peren. It consists of 4 syllables. So in conclusion, you can say that line number 2 of stanza 791 is broken into 4 segments of 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 2 syllables of the last word. The last word of line number 2 is mia peren. It consists of 2 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 2 syllables of this word, that is to say, on eren. And the repetition is on the last 4 letters of the last word, mia peren. The last 4 letters of the last word, mia peren, are A, R, A, and N. Then, the first word of line number 3 in stanza 791 is sir, wa, ru, li. It consists of 4 syllables. The second word of line number 3 is ag, wa, mar, leps. It also consists of 4 syllables. And then the next 2 words of line number 3 of stanza 791 are vit, ejwani. Vit consists of 1 syllable, ejwani consists of 3 syllables. In total, the 2 words vit, ejwani consist of 4 syllables. And finally, we have the last 2 words of line number 3 are amas, jreren. Amas consists of 2 syllables, jreren also consists of 2 syllables. So the last 2 words of line number 3, the last 2 words of line number 3 of stanza 791 consist of 4 syllables, and therefore the structure of the 16 syllables of line number 3 are 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. In other words, we can say that line number 3 of stanza 791 is broken into 4 segments of 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables, the last 2 syllables of the last word. The last word is ren, and the rhyming is on its last 2 syllables, that is to say ren, and the repetition is on the last 4 letters of the word jreren. The word jreren consists of 6 letters, and the repetition is on the last 4 letters of this word, that is to say A, R, and N. And finally, in line number 4, the first 4 words are shen, ar, je, har. Each word consists of 1 syllable, therefore in total the 4 words consist of 4 syllables. Then the 5th word of line number 4 of stanza 791 is ustar, leli. It consists of 4 syllables. Then we have the next 2 words are katsni, vitpsa. Katsni consists of 2 syllables, vitpsa also consists of 2 syllables. In total, those 2 words, katsni, vitpsa, consist of 4 syllables. And finally, the last word of line number 4 of stanza 791 is she, va, je, ren. It consists of 4 syllables. So in conclusion, we can say that line number 4 of stanza 791 is broken into 4 segments of 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 2 syllables of the last word. The last word is Sheva Jeren. It consists of 4 syllables, and the rhyming is on its 2 syllables, on its 2 last syllables, that is to say Eren, and the repetition is on the last 4 letters of the word Sheva Jeren, that is to say the letters are as follows: A, R, A, and N. So in conclusion, we can say that stanza 791, that is an aphorism about love, it is constructed according to the Marali Shairi. It is in a fast pace, and therefore the structure of the 16 syllables in each line is 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, and the rhyming is on the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line, that is to say Eren, 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 and Eren. And the repetition is on the last 4 letters of the last word in each line. And the letters are as follows: A, R, A, and N. So we finished with stanza 791. In the next step, I present to you stanza number 2. Stanza number 2 is part of the prologue. Actually, this great poem, The Night in the Panther Skin, consists of prologue and epilogue. The prologue and epilogue are not part of the story of the poem, and in stanza number 2, the poet quotes himself when he prays to God. And because we have quoting in the stanza, this thing happened at a certain moment, and therefore it must be in a slow pace. Therefore the structure of the 16 syllables in each line will be according to the Dabali Shari. It will be in a slow pace, and therefore the structure will be 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, and the rhyming will be on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line. Okay, so we read the stanza in the translation to English, then I read it in the original English, and we only see on how many letters of the last word the poet repeats. So stanza number 2 in the translation to English is as follows: O one God, thou didst create the face of every form. Shield me, give me mastery to trample on Satan. Give me the longing of lovers, lasting even unto death. Lightening of the burden of sins I must bear, thither lift me. Okay. Now we read the stanza in the original language, and we will see on how many letters of the last word the poet repeats. So stanza number 2 in the original language is as follows: Merto, Erto, Shen Shekmen, Sacher, Oblisa, Tanisa, Shen Damipare, Tzleva Metz, Tant Kunvat Mesatanisa, Momets Mijulta Survini, Sigdidme Gasatanisa, Sodvata Shesubukeba, Montana Tasatanisa. Okay. I repeat again that because of the fact that here the poet quotes himself, when you quote things, it is always in a slow pace, and therefore the structure of the 16 syllables in each line is 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, and the repetition is on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line. The last word of line number 1 in stanza number 2 is Tanisa. Tanisa is a body. It consists of 3 syllables, Tanisa, and the rhyming is on those 3 syllables, Tanisa. And you can see here the last word of line number 2 of stanza number 2 is Satanisa. Satanisa is the Satan. The word Satanisa consists of 4 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of the word Satanisa, that is to say, Tanisa. Then the last word of line number 3 is Gasatanisa. The word Gasatanisa consists of 5 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of the word Gasatanisa, that is to say, the rhyming is on Tanisa. And finally, the last word of line number 4 is Tasatanisa. The word Tasatanisa consists of 5 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of this word Tasatanisa, that is to say, the rhyming is on Tanisa. So, the rhyming of stanza number 2 is on the last 3 syllables, that is to say, Tanisa, 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 and Tanisa. Now we will see on how many letters of the last word the poet repeats. So the last word of line number 1 is Tanisa. The word Tanisa consists of 6 letters as follows: T, A, N, E, S, and A. So actually, here the poet repeats on all the letters of the last word, Tanisa. So, in conclusion, you can say that in stanza number 2, the poet repeats on the last 6 letters of the last word in each line. If we continue here in line number 2, the last word is Satanisa. The word Satanisa consists of 8 letters, and the repetition is on the last 6 letters of the word Satanisa, that is to say, on letters T, A, N, E, S, and A. And then we have the last word of line number 3 is Gasatanisa. The word Gasatanisa consists of 10 letters, and the repetition is on the last 6 letters of this word, that is to say, T, A, N, E, S, and A. And finally, the last word of line number 4 is the Satanisa. The word Satanisa consists of 10 letters, and the repetition is on the last 6 letters of this word Satanisa, that is to say, T, A, N, E, S, and A. So in conclusion, you can say that in stanza number 2, the poet repeats on the last 6 letters of the last word in each line, and the structure of the 16 syllables in each line are 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line. That is to say, Tanisa, 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 and Tanisa. So actually, the poet succeeded to combine all the characteristics that I mentioned in this lecture together in his great poem, The Night in the Panther Skin. This poem is translated into 55 languages, and we can read and enjoy this great masterpiece that is considered to be the most genius poet that was created by mankind. Okay, thank you very much.